The sincere grieving mother, Erika Kirk, has been accused of trafficking children. I kid you not. This is alleged. It's quite hard to find the evidence to say one way or the other, but there's snippets floating around the interweb, so to speak. But let's look at her history. It's quite dark and shady, if you ask me. Now, she was recruited by Donald Trump back in 2012 to join the pageant as a model, even though she said in the podcast she's never been in a pageant. Why wouldn't you admit that? And the pageant was owned by Donald J. Trump. Now, she says, like I say, she's never modelled, she ain't. No, never modelled. She's never got a bit out for Donny either. Apparently, but I have my doubts about that as well, if you know what I mean. Well, she did win the Miss USA, pageant that she did of Arizona, I believe. And, to be fair to her, she's a very attractive woman. She's well educated. She's no figure. She's just an extremist, a far-right evangelical extremist who happens to like to get her boobs out. Okay? Right? Anyway, there is some really dark accusations about Erika Kirk and what she's been involved in. And she's worked with Donald Trump as a casting director for the Miss USA pageants, which Donald Trump owned, which he was quite happy to meander into the changing rooms and gawp at the naked girls getting ready. Yeah. You can imagine it, can't you? He told us. It's not a lie. The words came out of his mouth, saying it was his entitlement to lech at the young girls, and some of them as young as 13, you see. He reckons 12 is too young, but 13's okay in his mind. See, these people, you see, when they all get together, they all plan and come up with dastardly ideas, they do. To traffic children, to take advantage of children, especially pretty children. Yes. You see, back in the day, Erika, she had a ministry. Yeah, she was involved in all sorts. She's even been a basketball player, She was good, I can't take that away from her, apart from her shady past. Well, this ministry was working with the Marines and in Romania. It's saving children. Not Private Ryan, no. Saving children from a nasty, nasty outcome. But this ministry that she was involved with, which was called Romanian Angels or something like that, was accused of stealing children by the locals in this little Romanian town of Tangier. I think it's Tangier or Tangier. This was back in 26th of September 2010. That's when it was reported. And these children apparently was accused of, allegedly, Erika was involved with sending children to other countries, trafficking them. That's what was alleged. I say alleged because it's very difficult to find any real evidence on it. Because obviously, she's not in prison, is she? There's no real investigations. Besides, it is Romania, right? There's also, which, she's got her ministry of Romanian Angels, and then you got in Romania Andrew Tate with Tate Angels. Now, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying they're connected, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised. There's everything around it is just dodgy as hell. And it's like they've done everything they can to protect get rid of their footprint, so to speak. Now, before you get confused, there is a Romanian Angels charity that's still operating in Romania. Okay, and yeah, they rehome dogs. Yeah, yeah. I actually know somebody who actually works. Well, I think she's the one who owns not owns, but it's Kelly Hare. She brings dogs into Romanian dogs into the UK. But anyway, these children were found in the United Kingdom. Did you not? You know, sex trafficking children groomed in Romania were sent to the UK. There's a BBC article. Okay, and some of them are now coming forwards and you know. And want some kind of recompense. Others are actually trying to get back to their fucking kidnapper, or their owner, so to speak. Like and they're in their like 50s and 60s. These people and these youngsters are they feel safe around for some reason. I don't know why, but it's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's indoctrination, isn't it? I suppose their little minds have been screwed right up. Now, there's connections also with these children who've been going to Israel, and Erika Kirk has been to Israel with Charlie Kirk, and that's how they originally met. I think it was back in 2018, and they got together after a couple of years dating, and then they decided to get married, have a couple of kids. And don't get me wrong, I've got no interest in Charlie Kirk in the sense of, I'm interested in this sort of thing, but as Charlie Kirk as a person, he was a horrible piece of work, okay? He says the most vile stuff about gay couples, whether it be lesbian or homosexual, gay couples, trans people, just, like, stoning them and stuff like that. They should be stoned. I don't want these people around my kids at school and all that sort of stuff. It's just a horrible piece of work. He's just a nasty, nasty man. Or he was. He's dead now, isn't he? Apparently. Or maybe he's not. Maybe this is the big setup. And he's going to rise, he is. He's going to rise. There'll be a big glow. There'll be all these big spotlights on him, basically. And there'll be a big glow and what have you. And he'll be the new Jesus. Jesus reborn or something. It'll be Charlie Kirk in a robe. Very simple sheets or something. There'll be linen sheets out of, I don't know, Marks and Spencer's or somewhere like that. But, there'll be good quality sheets. But, there'll be sheets. Yeah. In fact, there might be sheets with little holes for the eyes or something. And maybe this pointy hood. The kind of sheets that I imagine he would like to wear. But you see, everything around these people is a grift. All right? There's stuff that other stuff she's been involved with, which is basically a grift. She's come back here. Let's find this now. If I go back on there, there's another charity that she was involved with, and now you click on it, goes straight through to a Christian clothing store for which she owns. And if you come on there for a bit, what happens is if I refresh the page. And in a second, it comes up with Charlie Kirk. There you go, look. The Proclaim family's heart is grieving deeply, and our owner, Erika Kirk, as she mourns the loss of her husband. What effect has this been? She's profiteering off the value of a charitable link. A link for a charity. So she's basically sending people to a website with, misdirection, really, isn't it? It's not right, is it? These people are just foul. Let's be honest. And there's a lot of fucking questions to be answered, I think. Now, if I go on here, what's that? Erika controversy? Where is it? Let's find that. Romanians adopted Romanians are now looking for justice. Let's see if we can find that. I was definitely trafficked. So Romanians adopters as kids now seek justice answers as adults. This is 2023. And this has been going on for decades, right? Now, Romania is notorious for it. We know that. But it's... I don't go too deep into this because I'm going to do a bit more research, but I just thought I'd just put it out there for the moment. And it is allegedly, because quite frankly, there's lots out there, but very broken. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the evidence is that it just doesn't seem to come together properly. And some of the sites as well, apart from obviously the BBC and what have you, are a little bit dubious. And there's a lot of stuff on Reddit as well, but you know what that's like. You know, it's all a bit conspiracy theories and what have you on there. A lot of people on there as well who've got a fondness for Charlie Kirk, and they're grieving at the moment. They're grieving. So questions need to be answered, and not just regarding Erika Kirk, but also the killing of Charlie Kirk. I know they say they got the lad and what have you, and they've already started. They're going for the death penalty. I think it's had the second court appearance at the moment by internet link kind of thing, you know, web link, and he's it feels like he's been used as a scapegoat. No autopsy, all right? It looks like they pretty much tried to shove him in that fucking box as quick as they fucking could. The concrete pad, the area where the shooting took place, which is actually an active crime scene, they've already started concreting. They're breaking it all up and concreting it again at the university, Utah University. What the fuck? Into an active crime scene? It's all too quick. It's all too quick. And where's the autopsy? We don't know if it's one of them bullets that shat into tiny little bits and create a nasty mess inside the head, and that's why we can't. They haven't found a bullet. They haven't got no ballistics report. They're saying it says Mauser 98. Which was the worst. If they all think of the conspiracy, if they were lying about this, it's the strangest weapon to choose. If you're planning to shove it, to shove it in your backpack and then down your even on your bloody trouser leg, you're gonna walk up. You have no bend in your leg. That's a big gun, right? The Mauser 98 is a big fucking thing. It's an expensive gun, new. You can still get. I believe you can still buy them. I found some online. They're around 20 grand. They're quite an expensive weapon. Beautifully built thing, if a gun can be. I just like the craftsmanship of it all, to be honest, but as a woodworker. But they've been building these things for donkey's years, as a sniper rifle. But you don't shove it down your fucking leg. You can't break the thing down to much shorter than just under a metre anyway. Well, about not 800, 900, you're not going to get that in your backpack, are you? You've had it shown. The whole thing is just ridiculous. They say he took his clothes off, they put his clothes back on, and the whole thing is just bizarre. And some people are saying, yes, because of the messages between him and the other Groiper kid, they say he's trans, but is he trans, or is he just a Groiper kid that happens to be one of those little he males, she males, or something? Whatever they call them. I don't know nothing about it, to be honest. Honest, I don't. No idea. Stop saying that. No, I don't. Okay? But the whole thing is just absolutely bonkers. And then I read all this stuff, find this stuff. This is old news, all right? Some of it's been rehashed recently as well. But it's all been out there for a long time, and nothing seems to join up. That's why these people don't get convicted at. Because the evidence is so broken. You're dealing with Romania as well, and the military and the police are all involved, and they're all at it. It's very hard to convict these people. You always think Andrew Tate in bloody in prison again. Anyway, you tell me what you think, because I know this is all alleged, okay? But it looks like there's a distinct possibility that Charlie Kirk's wife was involved in some pretty shady business. Really shady business. Really shady business involving children. It's funny, it's always the evangelicals, isn't it? It's always those who blame others for the crimes that they are committing. That's what it seems to be, doesn't it? You know, you got Donald Trump going up protecting your children. Oh yeah, they're sex traffickers. Even well, I say Fox News. I find it. I did have it here, but I can't see it now. Fox News accused this whole conspiracy kind of theory thing going about, and they put a story out there saying that Kash Patel was involved, Tony Robbins was involved regarding shifting these kids about. And they did retract it in the end, so maybe they didn't have no evidence. But don't mean to say there's no truth in it. You know, these stories come from somewhere, don't they? Unless you're really that malicious, which is obviously a possibility as well. But it's very, 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 very shady. What do you reckon? Please leave it in the comments down below. But please hit the like button, maybe subscribe to the channel, and a little bell icon just to get all fuzz feeling pocket every time I upload another video. But I'm just putting it out there, something to chew on really, and see if we can find more evidence of it. If you know of anything about this, well then please share it with us, so we can actually look into it a bit deeper. But this is bizarre. Right, it's very, very bizarre. Toodaloo. Oh yeah, if you want a sports channel, do a Patreon or buy us coffee and links down below.